Here we go through a C program that reads and displays the details of a student using a structure. Structures in C are used to group different data types together, making it easier to manage and organize complex data. Let's get started. Hash include stdio.h. We begin by including the standard input-output library. This allows us to use functions like printf and scanf for printing to the console and reading user input. Defining the structure. We define a structure, name student to hold the details of a student. The structure contains a character array name of size 50 to store the student's name, an integer rn to store the roll number, a float mark to store the total marks obtained by the student. We also declare a variable st of type structure strat student to hold the details of one student. The main function is the void main. In the main function, we prompt the user to enter the student's name, roll number, and total marks. We use scanf to read these values from the user and store them in the respective fields of the structure variables st. We then use printf to display the student's details in a formatted manner. We print a message asking the user to enter the student's name, roll number, and total marks. We use scanf to read the input values. Percentage S to read a string for the student's name and store it in sd.name. Percentage D to read an integer for the roll number and store it in st.rn. Percentage F to read a float for the total marks and store it in st.mark. We use printf to display the student's details. Percentage S to print the student's name from st.name. Percentage D to print the roll number from st.rn. Percentage point to F to print the total marks from st.mark with two decimal places for better readability. And when we run the program, we should give the details of the student by the name, roll number, and total marks. I had given here Alan as the name and the roll number 14 and the 60 as the total mark obtained. And I had given the details of the two students, and I again had given the name Alan of the second student and the roll number as 14 and the total marks as 60. That's all.